Let's return to the story that's broken in the last hour that Sri Lankan MPs have elected the Prime Minister, Ranil Wickremesinghe, as Sri Lanka's new president. Let's go over to the Sri Lankan capital, Colombo, and speak to Anbarasan Ethirajan, who's watching this story closely. And it was a resounding victory for Mr. Wickremesinghe, wasn't it, Anbarasan?
A remarkable victory for Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe. He has secured about 134 votes with a clear majority of 52. That was more than people here had expected. And as soon as Mr. Wickremesinghe's election was announced, a group of protesters here shouted slogans saying, "Go home, Ranil." That's the first name of Mr. Wickremesinghe, because the protest movement in Sri Lanka, which has been holding demonstrations for months, they have opposed Mr. Wickremesinghe's nomination, saying he's being too close to the Rajapaksa family. But in response to the victory, while speaking in Parliament, Mr. Wickremesinghe has said that his election will spell an end to divisions on the island. Both camps, the camp of Mr. Dullus Alahapperuma, the rival candidate, they were working really hard overnight to get the maximum support. But now Mr. Wickremesinghe has a major challenge of rebuilding this economy and bringing this country together. There are too many divisions here in this island nation.
Yeah, just outline, Anbarasan, how important it is for Sri Lanka to have stability for what it needs in the days and weeks to come after months and months of instability and crisis.
It is not a normal election. This is not a normal situation. Sri Lanka is going through an unprecedented economic crisis. They are basically bankrupt, no money. And that is what led to these protests to start on the golf face screen just behind me 3 months ago. And then huge crowds forced into the house of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, and he fled the country and resigned. Now, the country needs money to buy fuel, food and medicine, and they're already asking the IMF to provide them with an emergency loan, which means Mr. Wickremesinghe should start talking with the IMF, continue the negotiations with them to get this emergency loan. Second, they have an external debt of $51 billion. So they need to sit with the international creditors to restructure the loan and also get the economy back on track so that the hardships of the common people can be reduced.
And what are the prospects, Anbarasan, of Mr. Wickremesinghe or President Wickremesinghe having the unity and the support behind him to keep things stable?
And that's the main challenge for him. Now that given the fact that he had about 134 votes, which means he has the strong backing of the governing alliance, and now he will be the president until November 2024. That gives him mandate. Now he needs to call all the political parties. He has already invited various political parties to form an all-party interim government, because political stability is something what the international creditors and institutions like IMF are looking for. They need a government to talk to. They need some official with whom they can find out whether debt is sustainable, what kind of taxes should go up, how the revenue can be increased. And that is why they need, and he has a big challenge because he's deeply unpopular with the public.
Anbarasan, thank you very much for now. Anbarasan Ethirajan there in Colombo. And just one line from the new Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe. He has declared our divisions are now over.